If you had to talk about one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? That's what I want to talk about in today's video. Hit that like button and subscribe down below for more content like this. If I had to talk about one thing for the rest of my life, it would be cold email. Honestly, if you watch this channel is called Cold Email Hub. I am known as the Cold Email King. I've sent millions of cold emails. Our companies are growing through cold email. Cold email, if you don't know, is writing a message to somebody who does not know you and pitching your product or service. Now, I actually think there's a bunch of stuff that I could talk about for the rest of my life. And that comes through trying a lot of things, right? If you look at my backstory, I've done everything from write feature films to produce movies, to write books, to narrate audiobooks, to film YouTube content, writing on Twitter, starting SaaS businesses, acquiring companies, doing doing small business acquisitions. So I've done a lot of stuff. And that allows me to be able to talk off the cuff about a ton of different topics. But I wanted to put the question to you, which is, if you could only talk about one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? And do you have something that comes to mind? Because a lot of people are stumbling through life with nothing that they could talk about. Or they could talk about something like, Spider-Man movies, like some kind of stuff like that. Like, I was on a date with a girl a little while ago, and she told me that one thing she really likes about me is that my personality isn't just one thing. Like, she'll go on dates with other guys. The other guys will say, like, I love The Office, and them loving The Office is their entire personality. But for me, my personality is a bunch of different things. That's where you want to be. You being able to talk about one thing should not take away from the fact that you could talk about a whole bunch of stuff. But I also want you to think about, what is the skill? What is the thing that you could talk about forever? Because if you don't have a skill like that, and your answer was something like, oh, I could talk about The Office forever, or I could talk about Netflix shows forever. If your answer was something like that, that is a red flag for your life. And it means that you might not have a monetizable skill. And that is going to set you up for failure in the world. Because if you have a monetizable skill, you can get paid a bunch of money. If you don't have a skill like that, you're setting yourself up for minimum wage or worse. So I want you to master or make the promise to yourself that you're going to have something else that you know enough about to talk about for the rest of your life. In the next 30 to 60 days, you need to be able to do that. And I don't care if you're talking about copywriting or video production or web design or iOS backend design, cold email like we talk about on this channel, even social media content creation, something like that. You need to have some high value skill that you're able to lecture people on, that a college might want you to come and teach on. Otherwise, you are not going to be able to keep pace with inflation. Inflation in the world today is going out of control. The dollar is becoming worth less and less and less. And some say that if you're getting a 5% raise a year, you're actually losing money if inflation is 6%. And they're right. But inflation is not 6%. According to a lot of the people that I listen to, and maybe I'm listening to the wrong people, who knows? But according to the people that I listen to, inflation is north of 10%. Sometimes they'll say it's even 18%, 25% even, if they get a little crazy with their tweets, So if you're not making at least 20%, 18% more every single year, you're losing money in terms of buying power. And the easiest way to do that is to have something that you can talk about, some high value skill that you're trained on that will deliver value to other businesses. Because when I say, what can you talk about for the rest of your life? I mean, what can you talk about for the rest of your life that will deliver value to other people in society? Because we don't exist in a bubble. You talking about The Office for the rest of your life to random people at coffee shops is not going to improve the world at all. So if you wanted to lock into one thing, if you had to lock into one thing for the rest of your life, I would implore you to make that something valuable. Now, how do you learn these high value skills? How do you learn enough that you'll be able to have something to talk about for the rest of your life? Well, we are on the platform for that. Luckily, if you're watching this video on YouTube, all you got to do is go up there to the search bar and just type in one of these high value skills. Type in cold email, type in copywriting, web design 101, and start building these skills. You could also go up there and type in top high value skills. I'm looking up at the search bar. You can also type in top high value skills and see a list and then work on those. Because if only one thing sinks in from this video, it's if your answer to what could you talk about for the rest of your life if you only had to talk about one thing, if your answer to that was something from pop culture or some TV show or director you like or music or whatever that you like, that you consume, it's a major red flag for your life. It would be something if you liked music, but you could talk about music production and creation. But nobody is a professional consumer. A professional consumer that creates nothing is not a high value person. It's not someone that's going to end up wealthy at the end of the day. It's just not going to happen unless you're inheriting your money or some other thing outside of working for your money there. So I need you to go up, search for a high value skill and start learning, because there's a big difference in tasks. $10 an hour work or less are typically tasks that are assigned to you. They're things that anyone could do, like janitorial work or low quality social media or working in a retail store, making drinks. If you get up to that $25 an hour task, now you're using your brain a little bit more. You're strategizing a little bit. You're maybe creating higher quality content. But if you really want to break into the $200 an hour range, the $10,000 an hour range, even like some billionaires are delivering $1 million an hour in value to their corporations. If you really want to get to that level, then you need to learn skills that are hard to learn. The easier a skill is to learn, the less you get paid for it. So go out there, learn your high value skill, and let me know down below, what skill are you learning and what is your plan to get better at it in the next week? We don't have to set these crazy goals where I'm going to ask you to commit to something for a year. No. What are you going to do in the next week? What are you going to do tomorrow? Or even later today, right after this video, in order to improve the skill? Let me know down below and then reply to your own comment and let me know what you did. Did you do the thing that you promised to do? Big fan of that. I would love to see you improve down in the comments below. That's also a big lesson before we end this video. Final lesson on that is you are your own manager. So you posting a comment, then you responding to your comment, then you getting better over time is exactly the type of self-starter attitude that will end with you as a success. Thanks for watching the video. I'm Alex Berman. Like this content to encourage this type of content on YouTube. Subscribe down below for more videos like this, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. I'm Alex Berman.